Okay, she's calling back. Let's try this again. June, are you there?
Hello?
Hey, June, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for joining me. And I don't know what just happened. Like moments ago, I did answer your call, and I don't know if you heard me or not.
I could hear you, but you obviously could not hear me.
Oh, oh, okay. Well, okay. At least somebody heard someone. But this is even more better that now that we can actually hear each other. Uh,
Yes.
by the way, June Ann is joining me right now. She is a model. She is an actress. She's a recording artist. She's pretty much a lot of things. A lot of she's a lot. Let's just say that. If there was a genre called a lot, you probably fit the bill. Uh, so I don't know where to start, but I guess considering this show is mostly known for interviewing models, I guess we'll start with the modeling side of things first. And that being
Perfect.
that being said, what got you into modeling?
Well, I was in college. I was actually freshman year in college. I was approached by a couple that was doing photography. It was kind of like a husband-wife team. And they just asked me if I would like to do some work with them, and I started shooting with them. Actually, my first shoot was a nude shoot with them, and um, since and kind of out of that shoot, I got placed in galleries, and then more artistic photographers started to find out about me and use me as their muse or as their subject for a bunch of different pieces that would go into gallery showings. And then just recently, I kind of switched over more into the glamour modeling in the past year or two, and just had my first feature with Playboy Mexico, which was exciting. So that's kind of the short story.
Uh, you mentioned the Playboy Mexico, and I think you sent me a link to it about a few
hmm
weeks ago, and I did check it out, and my oh my, I love that one. I'm just gonna say that right now for the record. What was it like to have that feature for Playboy Mexico?
It was really exciting. I mean, I think anytime any girl that models or, does anything in that kind of artistic arena, it's all, Playboy's always one of those things that you always want to get. That's, it seems like it's always a goal for the glamour model. And so to finally be able to get a feature with one of the international Playboy magazines, it was really exciting. And I'm actually shooting tomorrow, or Monday, with Ashley Salazar um, for a Cyber Girl of the Month feature. So stay tuned because there's more coming.
You mentioned Miss Salazar, who just so happens to be in your neck of the woods in St. Louis. And from
Yes.
my understanding, you have been featured on her company, Mall Mag. Miss Ooh La La is the obviously what it stands for. And that being said, what's it like collaborating with Ashley?
Ashley's amazing because she has so much knowledge in the industry. It was really fun shooting for her publication, Mall Mag, because I was in the World Cup issue. And she's just really exciting. She's fun on set because she knows what it's like to be on the other side of the camera. So she makes you feel really comfortable, and you know that she's going to only put out what you look the best in. And I think that's really important because a lot of times when guys, guy photographers will look at an image in a totally different way. But then Ashley comes at it from being a glamour model herself and being one of the top glamour models in her industry. And so for her to bring those skills to the other side of the camera as a photographer, it's really exciting to watch, and not only watch but be a part of and actually be the person that she's shooting. So it's really fun.
I am reading your bio on Twitter, and it has all the things that you actually do. So, you're a PhD scientist, a Playboy
Yes.
model, an actress, a singer, a fashion blogger, a creative director, a producer, a trapeze pole performer. You doing? I notice in the pluses. That's you're quite the mathematician. It's quite a mathematician bio, and obviously it equals you. You're a Gemini as well. Um, and June, I like the name June for an obvious reason because that just so happens to be my birthday month. I just want to point that
Yay.
out. So in addition to that, let's get to the acting side of things. What kind of acting or better roles that you like doing, or better yet, film genres? Are you more into the action, the drama, romantic comedy? Like, what type of roles do you like doing the most?
Um, it's all, I like doing any roles because any role is work. And in this day and age, any work is good. But for me, it's always fun to be thrown different projects. I like to not do just one particular genre, but it's fun to go from a comedy to a drama to a horror flick. So I really enjoy them all. My most recent project was I just filmed a movie that was directed by Brian Junn, and he's had movies go to Sundance before, and so I guess we're hoping that this movie will enter the festival circuit next year, hopefully. So we'll see what kind of splash it can make.
Well, consider me very interested in that film. Everybody be on the lookout for that with June Anst coming soon. Now, to the singing side of things, what type of music do you uh, are known for doing? Are you a pop singer? Is it country? Is it any genre in particular that you like doing?
I like doing bluesy and folky type stuff, more singer-songwriter. I love Janis Joplin and I always say that Janis Joplin is my spirit animal. And I just got out of the studio, though, doing something that's kind of not so bluesy, and it'll be an original Christmas song that was written by a group of friends that I have here in St. Louis, and they were looking for a singer, and I was like, well, I sing, and they were like, come on in. And it's been a really fun project. We're hoping to get that song out ASAP. So hopefully it'll hit iTunes in the next couple weeks, and everyone can listen to it. It's a really feel-good Christmas song.
Well, you definitely get into the holiday spirit. So that's something I love. I like Christmas music in particular, especially after Thanksgiving. When the Black Friday and the theatrics are gone. It's that time to play some Christmas music and
Yeah.
get the tree together, the decorations, and of course the presents, and just the meaning behind it. And it's just something to look forward to. If you have uh, any more music other than the Christmas song you've worked on, just let me know.
Absolutely.
I'll be happy to play them on the show.
Perfect.
You'll definitely be in my playlist for sure.
That's great. I'll be sure to send them your way.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I want to get into the fashion blogger side of
Okay.
things. What type of fashion do you like to discuss the most?
Probably the stuff I like to talk about the most would be more of the designers' runway shows, the high-end fashion, the haute couture. That's really what gets me, because I feel like that's what drives the trends, and that's what drives what we see in our ready-to-wear collections that, we actually go to the mall and purchase. It's going to be a kind of watered-down version of what we're seeing placed on the runway in the shows. And so it's always, I like to bring, and because St. Louis is not known, it's not known like New York or the West Coast for being a fashion mecca of the United States, I think it's really important that what I do with my blog is I try to highlight shows like Berlin Fashion Week or Paris Fashion Week or London Fashion Week, that the average American would not know about or get to go see. So that's what we try to do, is bring that and make it accessible to the people who want to read my blog.
And for people that would like to check out your blogs, what's the website people can go to?
It's GeminiJuneMoon.com.
Well, awesome. Everyone go check that out and bookmark it. Especially
Yes.
bookmark it, because you know how people like to go check out websites and they love it and all, but then when they want to revisit it a day later or later in the day, they forget the link, and sometimes computers don't necessarily memorize it. I mean, they can, but bookmarking definitely helps. Go check that out. Go bookmark, and please, not only you need to check out the website, but you need to bookmark it, because she's gonna update the blog. She's gonna give you all sorts of fashion advice, her take on fashion in particular, not just in St. Louis, but most likely all over the world. And I guess as far as fashion is concerned, it's definitely, there's a lot of trends going on in the world. What do you consider the biggest fashion trend that you have noticed in the year 2014 that stands out?
Oh, that's tough. I would say probably one of the biggest trends, definitely of this past summer, was the bohemian trend. You saw that pretty much everywhere. You saw it throughout, everywhere from celebrities to the runway. But then there's also other trends that are a little more subtle. Well, they're actually really impactful, but maybe they were only seen on the runway and in some shows. And that would probably be the nude illusions or the lace cutouts or the sheer cutouts. We saw a lot of that, and that's also going into our fall trends and our winter trends.
Well, check this lady out. I mean, check this out right here. With all this knowledge and understanding and this awareness, you need to be going from the blog scene to the TV scene. Maybe you can take Joan Rivers' spot on Fashion Police. I mean, that
would be great. I have no problem making fun of people either, so I would be great at that.
Wow. Hey, all you producers, executive producers of Fashion Police, Miss June Ann has just put her name in the hat there. I'm just saying. So June, what would your advice be for anyone that wants to get into whether it's modeling, whether it's acting, or being a blogger? Like, what's your advice to anyone that wants to at least pursue their dreams, if you will? Because clearly you have a lot of dreams, and you are fulfilling them. You're living up to your dreams. There's things you want to do. What would your advice to anyone that wants to achieve their dreams?
Probably the biggest advice I would have is probably try to have as much foresight as you can, because you don't want to be stuck in the situation where your hindsight is 20/20. I try to make my foresight as 20/20 as I can. And with that being said, it just becomes so important when you actually see yourself as a brand and you start to see whether it's yourself or your company or whatever you're trying to market as a brand. You really have to have that foresight so you don't make critical errors at the beginning that could impede the progress of that brand. And so I just try to think ahead as much as possible, especially with modeling. It's so important that you understand where you want to go with your career, and so that you know how to take it there. If you don't know what your goal is going to be, you don't know how to get there. So I guess making your final goal or making roadmap as concrete and visible as possible is probably my best advice that I could give.
Well said, June. Well said. And I do want to point out, why don't you go ahead and promote your social media links, Twitter, Facebook, any other links people need to know, check out. You already mentioned the fashion blogger link, but why don't you go ahead and promote the other links and where people can learn more from your work?
Yes, of course. I'm at facebook.com/Dr. June Ann. That's DrJuneAnn. And then I can be found on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr by the handle Love June Ann, LOVEJUNEANN. And then all of my fashion blogging and anything that I style or produce, fashion editorials, artistic editorials, that can all be found on the website www.geminijunemoon.com, which is GEMINIJUNEMOON.
Endeavors you are looking to achieve, and I definitely want to keep in touch with you. Definitely want to continue to network with you as far as, maybe we can do a collaboration of something down the road, or maybe you may have other aspiring people such as yourself that would like to get some exposure on somewhat of an internet radio talk show. But thank you again for your time, June, and keep in touch.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You have a good night, June.